Hey, this is Toe2 Bravo, and today's video is going to be doing the 25-hour or 250-mile service, the first service on the Polaris 570, the 2021 Polaris 570. So with this 25-hour service, this includes inspecting the brake pad wear, brake-in oil and filter change, engine oil, front gear case fluid, brake-in fluid change, fuel system inspect cycle key to pressurized fuel pump, check lines and fittings for leaks and abrasions, transmission oil, brake-in oil level check. So that's what we'll be doing today on the video. This is the fluid change, or the oil change kit that we got, the PS4 4-cycle oil, Sportsman 300 through 570, the AGL full synthetic gear case lubricant and transmission fluid, the demand drive fluid all-terrain air filter, of course the oil filters included inside the kit here, and then some ancillary supplies that we will need to complete our maintenance. So what we'll do first is we will do a quick walk around of the vehicle, followed by starting off with the air cleaner. By the way, the muffler performed fantastic last time around. We'll talk about that maybe in another video. This video is for maintenance. So without any further wasting of time, let's go ahead and get started on maintenance. All right, let's get started with the air cleaner. First thing we will need to do is remove our seat. There we go. Set this aside. Here is our air box. Go. We'll go ahead and set that aside. Get a quick view of the interior there. It doesn't look too bad. Looks like we've kept the majority of the moisture out of there. We will do a close-up on the air filter though, and the air filter box. Not too bad. There's a little bit of moisture sign in there. You can see it down there in the bottom, but not too much. I think that's to be expected. So let's go ahead and remove that filter. We're going to need a screwdriver. All right, let's remove it. All right, we'll just do a rotational look at the air filter there. It's pretty dirty. We'll look inside. It's pretty nasty. All right, let's get the new air filter. We'll be right back. So just to give you an idea of what the difference is, there is the old filter, there is the new filter. Again, not a lot got through, which is the whole point. But there's the visual difference. Before we will install the new filter, let's wipe down the air box as best we can. Install the new air filter in here. Switch views and we'll tighten it. All right, let's tighten it up. we go. New air filter is in place. All right, so there you go. We have our new air filter installed. All right, there we go. Let's reinstall this. All right, there you go. One thing off the checklist. All right, here are the oil change components out of the box. You have the 2 quarts of PS4 full synthetic oil. You have oil filter 252799 and the gasket 104865. Let me get all this extra crap out of the way. We got that there. All right. Hopefully you caught that on video. Let's try not to bathe ourselves in oil. Here we go. Oh, that oil looks really good. Look at that oil. Not burned or anything, but it looks really good oil. So that's a really good sign there. So it dawned on me as I was watching that kind of drain out the bottom there that if I loosened up the dipstick there, that the flow would increase and we would be able to drain a little quicker. So as you can see, we have in fact just about finished up. Looks really good. All right, let's get our oil filter wrench and sort out as to how we are going to approach the oil filter change. Yeah, here we go. There it is. There she comes. Come on. Come to daddy. Yep, there it is. She's already coming out. Coming out the bottom, guys. And the Polaris was kind enough to include a drain hole down here so it doesn't collect all on the pan. So how nice is that? Just creeping out by hand. Very nice. We're almost off. Oh, we made a little bit of a mess. Not too much. Let me go ahead and show you that drain hole I was talking about. So as you loosened up the oil filter, this hole right here is where the oil started to drain out as we unscrewed that. So that's a nice addition by Polaris Engineering to include that, so we don't have a bunch of oil puddling up on the skid plate there, huh? All right, we have the new oil filter. We're going to go ahead and prep that with a little bit of oil inside. I don't know that that's necessary, but I always like to do that. And put a little bit of oil around the gasket. All right, so here we have the oil filter. We prepped it with a little oil around the gasket, and we poured just a little bit of the oil down inside of the filter. So now we are ready. The oil filter is prepped, and let's go ahead and put this on. There we go. Felt good. think that's good to go. All right, now we're going to inspect brake pad. So you can see we have plenty of meat left on both sides of that brake pad. Everything looks good. I don't see any reason to believe that our brake pads need to be replaced. So here's our tire. Let's get this bad boy back on here. That went on rather nicely. Alright, it is time to reinstall the drain plug. So we're going to wipe that off with a rag and reinstall. Review. Alright, we've got our little gasket on our plug. We're going to wipe off our area here all around, make sure it's clean. We're going to hand start this. Seems like it's in pretty good. Let's try it again. Yeah, looks good. Let's go ahead and wipe off this full area down here. As we want to make sure that when we check for leaks, we're good to go. So there's that, looks good. All right, so our next step is to remove the dipstick, set it on a clean surface, and we're going to take our funnel, put it in there, and fill up our oil. All right, so let's start filling this up with some PS4. It is humid out. Whew. All that rain we got. All right, we're bringing her up. And as you can see, we are right there. So let's go with another quart. All right, here we go. Let's bring it back up and see where we're at. We are just below, looks like we're just below the fill line. Let's check it again. And then we're gonna have to drink some water because it is so humid today that the water, it's so humid today that the sweat is just flowing. Bring it back up. Validate our oil level. And we're right there. I think we can afford to go with just a hair more. Let's see where we're at. All right, we're right at the full line. And keep in mind, we're probably going to lose some of that with oil going through the system. All right, next is the demand drive fluid. All right, let's drain this bad boy. See what we get. Oh, oh, that looks good too. Not bad at all. That looks really clean. Let's look for metal filings and such. So we'll come over here in the light, and you can see there are some metal filings in there, and that's the whole point of this oil change, is with the break-in period you're going to have some of that. So let's clean that off and we'll come back and take a look at that. So there we go, nice and clean and ready to be put back on. But you did see we had some funk there. So there is the fill hole. That looks like it might be a little bit of a challenge to get to. What do you say? We'll see. We'll be right back. Let's see if we can get something on there. All right, we're finally, for the love of Pete, getting the fill cap off. And let me tell you, if I haven't yet, that, my friends, was a challenge. So here's the fill cap. Horrible. So let's rig up and fill up. But first of all, let's put in the drain real quick. Hopefully the battery lasts. Let's get all these foreign objects out of there. And start that by hand. And finish that bad boy up. All right, there is the fill hole, and I think we're going to put 9 ounces in there, but we're going to validate, obviously. All right, so this is where our fluid pump comes into play, and all its little attachments here. There's our fill hole once again, right there. There's the fill hole, there's our barb. You guys can see that. Whoop. Yeah, we've got fluid up to the lip there, inside the fill hole, right below the back thread. That's where we want to be. So let's go ahead and put the fill cap. Actually, we're going to go ahead and try to clean up in there a little bit. It's a little more difficult to clean up all that oil that has come out, that has recessed right there, but we're going to give it a shot. We'll be right back. Overflowed there. So I think you guys can see that fairly well. All right. So you can see we are back under the bike, and we'll point to it. Here is the drain for the transmission right here. So here we are removing the drain plug, and it is, oh, I bumped the camera. But what I was saying is it is tough filming by yourself. All right, so here we go, and that's nice, and that looks pretty black. And let's see if we've, oh yeah, look at there. Look at the metal filings on there. Huh. But what I understand is that's all part of the break-in period right there. So, see it there? A ton of it. So I think you guys can see that. All right, let's go ahead and wipe that off. We'll be right back. So here we go. You see all of that right there was all of the crud that was on our little magnet there. So we had quite a few filings there, quite a few metal filings there. But we're clean now. You can see them on my fingertip there. So let's get this put back in once that's done draining. We'll be right back. That's pretty tight. Move that out of the way. Wipe this down really good. All right. So the fill plug is on the opposite side of the vehicle, and perhaps I can snake this down there. You can see it right there. All right. So we got a little something rigged up here. So let's see if this works. Oh yeah, there we go. Very nice. There's our fill plug. All right, let's give this a shot. Hopefully we don't make too much of a mess. I think it should almost be just a little over a quart that we put in. There we go. We're there. We are there. All right. Let's put this fill plug back in. Yeah, what a bit of a mess I'm making here, huh? We keep our videos honest. I keep banging the shit out of that camera. But we keep our videos honest here, guys. So if it's a pain in the ass, and it is, I'm definitely going to share with you guys that it is not a simple task. So fill plugs in. So that, besides testing everything, should complete our 25-hour service. You notice I said should. All right, besides cleaning up, let's put our seat back on. There we go. All right, seat's on. All right, before we do a final wrap up and clean up, because we made quite the mess, we're going to take her for a quick test ride and make sure we don't have any leaks or major issues. Be right back. Let's make sure no warning lights come on. Nothing's flashing. All right, well, that concludes our 25-hour service on our 2021 Polaris 570. Before we put it in the garage, we'll do a final look over for leaks. If we find any, I'll bring you back. I don't suspect that we'll have any leaks. I didn't hear anything that was alarming. It seemed to function well. We ran it through low four-wheel drive, high four-wheel drive, low two-wheel drive, high two-wheel drive. Revved it up quite a bit and didn't have any problems. So this is Tow2 Bravo. I hope you enjoyed the 25-hour maintenance video. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. It was had some degree of difficulty for somebody that doesn't have a lift or you're doing it at home, and but we've completed it. I think we did it fairly well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, maybe to help you out, and until I see you out on the trail again, thanks for watching.